Okay, so a day of dominance totally for the Indian cricket team. Umesh Yadav and Ravichandran Ashwin took 4 wickets apiece, and despite Mominul Huq's 84, Bangladesh were all out for 227. 7 for 97, or more specifically, I look at it, 5 for 14. The Bangladesh tail just did not wag, and that is why they find themselves in 227, which is 150 runs short of where they should have ideally been.
100 at least, you can say.
Yep. And in response, India hung in, but KL Rahul survived a couple of close reviews.
Saskin managed to get one to Jagan very viciously, which missed the stumps by about this much, I would say.
And he was given out LBW, but luckily got overturned on review.
Correct.
So 8 overs, 19 for no loss. They have hung in Gill and Rahul. Tomorrow it will be very interesting to see how still the ball is fresh. Conditions will be moist and there will be early morning assistance. Let's see how they cope up with it. But today it was a case of Bangladesh once again not showing the temperament on the big stage. Bad shots. They just didn't want to stay at the wicket. And you had Umesh Yadav bowling with his tail up. Ashwin finally hitting the right lengths and getting drift. Something that was missing in Chattogram. And 4 wickets, he cleaned up the tail. You're all wondering who will clean up the tail? Well, Ashwin and Umesh, without letting them wag too much.
Umesh, I think, made a huge difference because eventually they were bowled out for 227. So at one stage they were 172 for 4 also. So which means that they lost 6 wickets for about
55 runs.
Say 54 runs. 55-54 runs. They lost those 6 wickets. So it could have easily been somewhere around 325, 320, 340. But Umesh, I thought with that old ball especially, KL Rahul made a good decision to get Umesh Yadav back into the attack, and especially towards the fag end of their innings, and he got the ball to reverse, which I thought was...
Nobody called me.
You were not watching the match?
No, I was chatting to somebody.
Must be Chandresh.
No. I have a lot of... Nowadays I'm talking to packers and movers and all of those.
Oh, I thought you were...
No. Chandresh has not...
Chandresh called me. He was very
disappointed.
He was very disappointed
with the Bangladesh tail.
Tail didn't wag and all.
Well, it had to happen.
So Umesh, I thought was a huge difference getting those 4 wickets in the last session, and Ashwin also finished with 4 wickets. So anyways, but
like I said earlier, I was kind of blaming the Bangladesh batting.
Reckless.
Very reckless, and especially when you know that the pitch isn't great. I saw certain balls from Umesh and Jaydev, not only the ones that he got wicket, but some of them were very dangerous from good length. They just rose up. So I'm saying, if this is happening on day one, you know what is going to happen later. So if you're the team that is batting first, who's got the best of the conditions, how can you...
Maybe they thought that we can get runs only by attacking. That's what I thought at least. At times it does happen. If you play in conditions, say for example, if you're playing somewhere in Lali,
seaming
conditions, so at times
India's heading lead.
India's heading lead. So it is at times it is advised that you go for your shots. Rather than getting bowled out for say about 115 odd runs, you can with that kind of stroke play and attacking stroke play, you can reach somewhere around 225. But that also tells you that you don't have the skills. When you're going after the bowling, that means you don't have the skills to survive. But as I said, 172 for 4, and eventually you were bowled out for 227. If Bangladesh just look back at that scorecard, they'll say that we lost 6 wickets for just 55 runs. This could have easily been 327 if we would have shown some more application.
Yes,
I saw unfortunately their wicketkeeper, who we thought would be the last recognized batsman, was playing like a tail ender,
Nurul Hasan.
Nurul Hasan. And as far as Mominul is concerned, I thought he played really well. He played really well, especially against Ashwin. Was very comfortable, played late, which means he was very assured and confident as to which way the ball would turn or or if it doesn't turn. So that way he was very confident. But the way Umesh, this is what time and again you get Umesh Yadav back, and Umesh Yadav is always a backup plan. Always, all through his life, he's always been a backup plan. So that's one thing. Shubman Gill and KL Rahul, they also survived. KL Rahul especially, one decision, of course he had to thank the DRS, and then there was one more call very, very close to the stumps.
Tough game.
Yeah, so I saw he came down the track to Shakib Al Hasan, in which he got trapped on his pads. Umpire gave it out. Eventually the decision was overturned. The next ball he thought, no, let's not go down the track, so he played it from he was very far from the ball. So I think for him it was about surviving, and for both of them, they survived. So now, yes, it was a day when India completely dominated the day.
Absolutely.
And looking at it, see, Shakib Al Hasan, if you have to start from where that happened, the starting point of Bangladesh's recklessness.
Absolutely.
Shakib Al Hasan, I mean, the shot that he played, you have to rewind to Chattogram. Same situation. Bangladesh needs someone to consolidate and at least erase that deficit and come close. What did he do? Danced down the track, got beaten in the flight, didn't try to just push it or anything, just went after it. And then, ouch. And here, first ball after lunch, gone. You already put your team under immense pressure with the kind of shots that you played. And when you had nothing to lose, by the way, when you had nothing to lose, you played a good knock. But yet again, when you had nothing to lose, you will get out in 1 or 2 balls. And that's what exactly happened with Shakib. And twice to Kuldeep in Chattogram, now here to Umesh.
And that dismissal led to this downfall, to this collapse. They were 172 for 4 at that time. When Shakib got the score, or a 4 or 5.
It was when Shakib got out.
No, before that.
It was 4.
So and he was the 5th wicket, and thereafter it was
just a collapse.
Yeah,
that's the.
No, but he needs to take responsibility.
No, because
maybe he's
playing a shot like that.
First ball
of the session.
Maybe this is a cop out for me that conditions were tough. So, I mean, he has to lead by example. He is the Garfield Sobers.
Exactly.
And anyway, he will say, "Oh, I wanted to attack." And in the quest for attacking, I tried to back myself, but I threw my wicket away.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Not a good enough reason.
Yeah.
So that is why.
Akash Bhardwaj is saying, so now will the selectors pick Jaydev Unadkat for the Australia Test Series when Bumrah and Shami will be available?
No.
No chance.
No chance.
If
Not
they are
either
available.
Bumrah and Shami.
If they are available.
Yeah, that is another point. But no chance.
See, anyway, if barring Dharamshala, you're going to play 2 pacers and 3 spinners on those kind of wickets that you're getting. So your 3 spinners.
Or you will get.
You will get.
Exactly.
And anyway, the third spinner is a toss-up between Akshar and Kuldeep. You'll have Jadeja back.
Then they would have Akshar.
Then Akshar goes.
There will be no Akshar.
Yep.
Yes, sir, please come. We are live. Yes, but we need you. Because you see the comments, sir.
You can cross over.
You can see the comments. People are writing video quality is not good.
Yes,
right?
we have got a lot of internet issues at this point in time. So please.
So we have an expert who has just come.
Yep.
He's just going to be fixing the video quality. A lot of people are telling us that in today's day and age, you are doing 240p.
So not like a bigger choice.
Yeah, but how would they know?
Yeah.
What is P in this 240?
Pixels.
Yes.
240 pixels. So that's why we hope to get it sorted soon. That is why.
Well, I want to ask one question to everybody. Because the Indian bowlers have done very well and they have dismissed them for 277?
227.
227?
277, they don't have
Yeah. 227?
You said 272?
No, 77 I said.
Oh, my goodness.
227. So, no, I mean, I meant to say 227, but I said 277. But my point is that, do you think that it has in a way justified Kuldeep
उधर
Yadav's
जा सकते हैं, वहाँ से बात कर सकते हैं.
Kuldeep Yadav's exclusion,
No.
It doesn't. No.
or has it? I don't know. Put a sort of a cushion there, or
Yeah, I mean, it's given them a cop out for sure. But I still am not a fan of dropping a bowler who took a 5-4 in the last match.
is it justifying the decision that they're saying that listen, we took the right attack. We got Jaidev Unadkat, he's picked up wicket.
Yeah.
There is
You can get me into this 11 and still you would win this game.
yeah, winning. nahi. I'm saying wickets wise. You would have picked up 2 wickets.
Never know. Maybe yes. Maybe they would have gone after me thinking, gali mohalle ka bowler hai. And I would have fetched a couple. Maybe. Never know. No, that's what I'm saying. It's also about a message that you are trying to send. These are your
Sorry,
players.
Pradeep is also saying that. It's coincidentally saying now Kuldeep drop will be justified.
Fair enough.
They will, but it still doesn't make it the right decision. How do you drop a bowler who took a 5-4? And we would have been having an elongated debate about this if Rohit Sharma were fit, because then Gill would have been sitting out.
And a guy who scored a century.
No, that in a way could have been understandable.
Yes, agree.
You know, it has happened.
Because
in
it
the
is
past.
something very similar to what you just answered when you said, now will you drop Jaidev Unadkat when Bumrah and Shami would be available in the next day?
Yeah, but
so
yes,
Gill
you will.
sitting out.
No, but again.
So Gill sitting out at the expense of Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul.
Yeah, but KL form hasn't been good.
I understand.
No, but again, what I'm saying is that she got to look at who's replacing who. So, for example, if tomorrow, let's say Ravindra Jadeja came back,
100%.
and then one of your
Akshar
spinner
Patel sits
goes out or whatever, then you would say okay. You know, even though Akshar picked up wickets of 4 wickets in the
then you say
second,
fair.
then you say okay because he was the guy who was always going to come. Similarly. If the player is of that status, here Rohit Sharma is coming back for Shubman Gill. So yes, he's had a good thing. The issue here was that he was replaced by a Jaidev Unadkat. And okay, fine, understood if you want to play 3 fast bowler. Then in the 2 spinners, are the 2 spinners also that effective at the moment that you continue with them and not have Kuldeep? And that was the bigger question. So not quite.
I agree. Absolutely.
And again, if you're looking at it there, then if you look at who was the more effective spinner in the last match, and okay, say you Akshar is a lock because you need one spin bowling all-rounder. That means the choice is between Ashwin and Kuldeep.
But Ashwin also considers himself as a all-rounder.
That's okay. I consider myself an all-rounder. Doesn't mean it's true.
I'm being unfair to Ashwin.
No, but then see, how do you
Ashwin
You don't have test 100.
Test hundreds. Ashwin does.
But no, would he be an all-rounder? Would you not see him?
Well, I'm
bowl?
sure he does think of it.
He is a
as that.
better batsman than majority of your bowlers.
That's-
He can bat better
Yes.
than
I think
majority
that's
of your
one reason
bowlers.
then that they chose to stick with him.
And
rather than a bowler.
by the way, I agree that Akshar better batsman than Ashwin. But
Yeah.
not by a country mile.
No, marginally.
Yeah, well, so if you have to take that decision, and it's not one day cricket where your batting really comes into play.
Exactly,
Usually in Test cricket, you will go with your best bowler.
Go down.
Best 4 bowlers, irrespective of the fact
stay.
whether they are good batsmen or not. It's not white ball cricket. So that cannot be the reason why Akshar and Ashwin will play ahead of Kuldeep. I just think.
It's okay.
But then if you want to see Ashwin, he made 58 but picked only 1 wicket in Chattogram. But here, he's taken 4
wickets.
4 wickets. So how do you say that okay, he was not the right fit even for
Was this performance? No, I'm not questioning.
vintage Ashwin, you mean?
Vintage. It's not the same as because I think he picked a couple of tail-enders.
And
Although
coming back 4 for 70.
But then if they had not picked up those tail enders,
then we would have been bashing him.
then
around.
Chandesh would have said
I
that
agree.
no,
I
he's going
agree.
to play. So that's also a skill.
One was a marginal call that
Yeah,
went
that-
in favor
yeah,
of,
Shantu.
but then he got his wicket.
Yes.
He got that wicket by the rules, and then because those tail-enders.
See, in the Sena countries,
he got
it's been-
Mominul, no?
Yeah, he got Mohammed.
Yeah, he wanted, I think there was a full toss, and then
In the Chattogram
went
test,
for
he
a
got
wide
rid of
swing and-
Zakir Hasan, that guy who got 100.
100, yeah, the century.
That was his only wicket in that test match. So,
I'm saying I have seen Ravichandran Ashwin bowl better than what I saw today. That is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
He's a better bowler than
That is a
absolutely.
fair assessment.
absolutely, yes.
That is a fair assessment. Though you were not here in the earlier this thing when we were chatting, and a lot of people.
I
said-
was waiting upstairs. I thought that innings break we'll do or
Yeah,
one
yeah.
or two.
So what happened? There was somebody who pointed out that what do you have to say now, Ashwin haters? So who was he talking about?
Us.
Maybe he must be
Except
talking
for
about
Sid.
Siddharth.
No.
Or you, or
No.
Shane, or me? Who?
See, to be fair,
Who's
I
the
have
Ashwin hater?
probably me because I criticize his inclusion for the T20 World Cup a lot.
Oh, I did
But-
too.
yeah,
that doesn't
exactly.
make me a Ashwin hater.
Yeah.
No, that's how it works now.
That way, so then I'm a hater of every player because some
Exactly.
time or the other we
You criticize everyone.
Absolutely.
And that way, I'm a fan also of every player because sometime or the other,
We praise them, but no one remembers the praise.
everyone. So
No one remembers the praise.
No, but the hater who is someone who hates on a player
For no good reason.
irrespective
Yeah.
of what he does for all format, just the fact doesn't like his face and just goes on. And on.
Just
And to hate somebody,
It's a strong word.
Exactly. If I have to hate someone, that person, there has to be some personal relation, or personally he would have done something against me, but that has not happened. Or
They don't know you, they're
I
allowed to do anything.
mean, did you not get blocked?
who?
You.
No.
That is personal. Actually.
That's personal.
I didn't think of. Good point. Shane.
Never.
I didn't think of that.
Just that I don't follow him anymore doesn't mean that.
No, that is okay. I don't follow so many cricketers.
I don't even have it.
Acha, in the morning, in the first half, in the
Go down.
pre-match show, pre-match show, we discussed this at length. Somebody is asking what is this news about
Khatri was asking.
Rohit Sharma being sacked as the ODI captain. Firstly, let me make it clear that it is a story that was broken by our group, by one of our colleagues, Nitin Srivastav. And this was yesterday. I know a lot of media houses may have picked it up, and tomorrow they may even claim that it was their story.
Exclusive.
And the story clearly says that it is possible that Hardik Pandya might be given alongside T20, he might be given the ODI captaincy too. So it is likely, as I said earlier, as of now, this is a thought. It may or may not materialize in the end. We've had discussion on this earlier in the day. You were not here, Shane. So let's see what happens. But then I know initially what happened. Initially, a few people tried to run that story down. Later, when they cross-checked with a few people, there is a possibility it may not happen. Then they said, then they also jumped in and said, I know tomorrow if the story turns out to be true, they'll say
even more people jumping in.
मैंने कहा था, and if it turns out that Hardik Pandya is not appointed your ODI captain, see, we always knew and we always said. So it is a story, and no journalist will ever do a story which he knows that is wrong.
Yes. But if I was to ask you personally, what is your view? What is your opinion on this? Is it possible? Will it happen? Everyone can chip in.
No, it can happen. At the end of the day, it is a decision that has to be taken by the selectors or the higher ups.
You see it
in the
happening or not?
BCCI. See, going by what happened last year or last year when Virat was asked to leave when Virat was sacked as the ODI captain because because it was told that we need one captain for white ball cricket. So you can easily have Hardik Pandya. But the problem with Hardik Pandya is he also wants to manage his workload. Now tomorrow, sitting here, if Hardik Pandya is appointed your ODI captain and he is not bowling, perhaps we would be the people who would be saying, why is he not bowling? He is actually affecting the balance of the team. So a lot of things. So Hardik Pandya and the selectors, they have to be convinced that he would be available and he is the right choice to lead the Indian team. As far as Rohit Sharma is concerned, I think Rohit Sharma maybe you can give him a break. To be very honest, you can actually give and he is your test captain as of now. So maybe you need fresh ideas. You need a fresh captain. You need somebody who has a voice in that team. And I know that Hardik Pandya actually has a voice in that team. He can say anything as in he can actually express his views freely, unlike many others.
Okay.
See, if you have to change it now.
Today.
Yep. Otherwise, don't change it then. Then you're making that same mistake that you have done for eons and eons. Making a change at the last minute and throwing the entire team composition awry. Although in the case of Rohit, if you look at his ODI record captaincy, it's not bad. We are looking at a T20 this thing what has happened and taking it forward to ODIs. Just like how we say, oh, T20 form is good, let him also perform in the ODIs.
Dude, how do you judge the captaincy in one particular format and
How many ODIs did India play last year?
Virat has an excellent ODI record as captain.
Exactly.
Virat has an excellent T20 record as a captain. Virat has an excellent test record.
No, but Virat mentioned, he says that
ICC.
maybe I was removed and that's their call, which is fair enough, because I didn't have great ICC trophy success, so maybe that's why they thought of me. This is when he's talking about removing him as the ODI captain.
And remember, this will be Rohit's first ICC event in the ODIs. He hasn't captained.
So we wait.
Now that is the thing. Because your T20 form in the last 2 years in the ICC events has not been good, do you want Rohit to be axed in the ODIs? I don't know about that.
No, not axed. I'm saying as captain.
As captain, that's what I mean. This
No, I'm saying if you really think, see, for me, if you take a call, I would say that at least you've done something. You've made a decision. You know, today, a lot of people may think that I'm against, I'm saying something against Rohit, but it is not something against Rohit. Till yesterday, people used to think that we hate Virat Kohli. We criticize Virat so often, but here we are talking about for the betterment of the Indian cricket. Fresh ideas. Hardik Pandya, he may or may not succeed. To be very honest, he may. But with Rohit also, when we talk about Hardik Pandya being injury prone and he has that back issue also, see, Rohit's fitness is also a concern to lead India in 3 formats. As in, now he'll be left with just 2, Test and ODIs. But this year, majority of your cricket will be ODI cricket. Then 2.5 months of IPL. Then you have a bit of Test cricket also. You know, these are big series. 4 Test series against Australia. Then you also have to play, I think, England later.
England is 2024.
End of the year, no?
24.
See,
24.
now after the IPL, you are having the Asia Cup. Where it will be held, we don't know. After the Asia Cup, you will have the World Cup. And end of the year, India are going to Australia, 5 Test series.
So these are important test series, lengthy test series, and if we are worried about Hardik's fitness, we are also worried about Rohit's fitness.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true. Fitness wise,
I feel that changing, okay, he makes a point that change it now rather than late, but I don't know what you're going to achieve suddenly. I mean, so what is the end goal? How does change in captaincy guarantee or anything?
No,
for example, T20 you change the captaincy from Virat, you went to Rohit, the result
really
was
change
quite the
much.
same. I know that Rahul makes a valid point that okay, Hardik will come in, he has a voice, I'm sure, but I'm sure Rohit also had his voice, but maybe, so all I'm saying is all captains have been very strong minded. I'm sure Virat also had his voice and his thought, just that those things didn't work. Whatever he believed in, I'm sure nobody could question him and change him. Right, he went with what he believed in. It didn't work out for India. Similarly, I'm guessing Rohit is also as powerful. Whatever he believed in, he went in with, didn't work for India. Now, you go to another option. We don't know what if something that Hardik believes in goes for it, it works for him. People will say, but listen, Hardik captain in the IPL won them, you know, the IPL. But that way, then Rohit Sharma also won the IPL. But really couldn't do anything when it came to the Indians. So my point is, it's such a big decision that you will take, because once you take that decision, so for example, you took the Virat Kohli decision. Once he was out, there was no going back. Now there was no way that you could have gone back to a Virat Kohli as captain. I was done, dusted. There are now certain things that you look back and say Virat was good at, certain things you say he wasn't good at. At least as a test captain, a lot of praise came his way. Now there's no going back. It's done, dusted. Similarly, I'm saying you now have an experienced player who had been very successful in IPL, and after a lot of thought you've got him. Yes, he didn't get success in T20, but do you want to now change it for the ODI World Cup? Because then there's no going back. Then you are stuck with this, and God forbid if nothing works out in the 50 over World Cup, then you will be like, what do I do? Now let's go to Rishabh or whoever, I don't know. Just be chaotic. I think a mature cricketing setup would say, let's stick with him. Yes, he took you to the T20 World Cup. He didn't succeed, but he's been a proven good captain in in white ball cricket, even in one days or T20s. IPL is done well. That didn't, maybe those mistakes in T20 World Cup don't happen here. And overall, also I think that the Indian team is not that far behind the curve in ODI as they were in T20. T20 we already knew that you are behind the game you're chasing. In ODI you're not, right? Plus, considering you're playing at home,
Yep.
so that advantage really works for you. The pitches are to your liking. You get to play the same way.
So why do you want to give that advantage to Rohit Sharma? Why can't you give that advantage to a younger captain?
I'm sure, but I'm saying fine. If you take that call, then there's no going back. I'm saying you could be sitting in a situation where you are in the World Cup and nothing works out. You'll say, you know what we did? We had an experienced guy, because captaincy also takes time, who could have taken us, and what we went with a younger guy, and now we've come out of this situation where we've not won it, and so there's a lot of issues. So
absolutely. In fact, when Rohit Sharma was chosen to lead India in the white ball cricket over after Virat Kohli, they had a plan. Although it was not a long-term plan, but it was a plan till 2023 World Cup, only a World Cup. So either you can stick to that plan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Should you change that plan?
So, but who has to take that call?
I'm sure BCCI will take
the call has to be taken by the BCCI and the selection committee, which as of now is not there. As in, we are expecting a fresh selection committee. Hopefully by 27th or 28th you will have your selection committee, and you will have your team also for the home series against Sri Lanka. So that's a way. So that's what I'm saying. Why did you remove? Let's not use the word remove again, because I think it was a spin that was given earlier when BCCI had invited applications for the selectors. So I'm saying, why are you going for a fresh setup as in selectors? If you really think that Rohit is the man to lead, then that means nothing wrong has happened in the world, in Indian cricket.
No, but what happened was in T20.
But Nikhil, accountability, does it always have to be, you can get rid of a batting coach, you get rid of a fielding coach, you get rid of a throwdown specialist, you get rid of a masseur, you get rid of a
no, but if you see, mostly India haven't done wholesale changes. For example, 2019, we just got rid of one person, a batting coach.
Okay, I'll ask you. Okay, you joined this organization. This organization had a vision. Looking at you, when they got you, when they hired you, they had a vision. They knew what we wanted, and you. And perhaps you were the one who would just fit the bill. So you said, now okay, fine, I'll get my team. This is what I need. I need this big screen, I need graphics, I need a technical team, I need some faces, I need journalists, I need reporters, I need the higher ups. They are not talking to anybody, by the way. They are interacting only and only with you. Okay? You said, I'll do everything. Tomorrow, if the results do not come, what happens? You will be accountable.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, they will, if there is something, if they have to discuss something, they will ask you, Nikhil, you said we needed 5 reporters. What has happened? What is their
contribution? Whatever.
Okay. So you have to be accountable, because I am saying the more powerful you become, I am saying the more accountable you should be. If you have picked a team, then questions should be asked of you. That what has happened?
So first we need to.
What is your producer doing? What is your producer doing?
First we need
on the second floor?
First we need to know what is it that was asked of us. Again, what I'm saying is, we don't know sitting here also. What is it that was, what is the, see, for everything is not, my point is that winning a title everybody wants.
No, just hold it. Sorry.
Everyone wants to win a World Cup title, right? Is it possible that every team that goes and participates ends up winning a World Cup? Not quite. So whenever Again, what is the goal that you're trying to achieve? We are sitting here, we don't know. We are assuming that the target for Rohit Sharma was to win the T20 World Cup, and that is how he was going to be judged at. I don't know whether the BCCI looked at that, but because even if there is a person higher up, the person at higher up also understands that what do I want out of this? I want a title, yes, but winning a title, there's a chance of those 5 teams that can win on a given day. Winning a title is a 20% chance for anybody, whether it's Australia, whether it's England, whether it's India, whether it's Pakistan, whatever. Those New Zealand, these are the teams anyone can. There is no guarantee whether the captain was Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Hardik Pandya, whoever that. So is the BCCI going to say, okay, we're going to remove you if you don't win the World Cup? Firstly, if that's their vision, then fine, you remove him as a T20 captain, you get someone else. Now, by that logic, should they extend it also to ODI, thinking that, listen, he is a failure, he cannot do anything, his vision is not good. This is if the BCCI, which is the selector and the president, secretary, people in power, if they're convinced of that they're not convinced of Rohit Sharma, the captain, they remove her. I'm only saying that if, as you said, somebody higher up have hired whatever, just because me as a higher up want something to happen, that's what I want, right? And I go with XYZ to get me something. But my expectation also have to be something which is, realistic or what can be achieved. If tomorrow I get something to be done and XYZ cannot be done, whatever, accountable, whatever, so I'll go with somebody else, and I'll go with somebody else. I don't want to be in a situation where I go with somebody else to only realize that what I had was much better, and what you could reach was the maximum potential that you could reach in that situation, and what I've gone with, maybe I've gone a step down, but now there is no going back because I cannot go back to the guy that I had. I'm just saying, so you have to look at, my thing is, and I'm only saying, having seen Rohit Sharma as a captain,
exhaust all your options first, because
my reading of whatever captaincy I've seen, there is nothing to suggest that Hardik Pandya will turn out to be a far better captain than Rohit Sharma.
Absolutely.
I'm not convinced of that. So why should I just let go for Rohit Sharma? Maybe as I said, maybe the sample size is very small for Hardik, and in the future he does go on to become one of the best captain. I don't know.
But nobody is saying that you give captaincy to KL Rahul. He has the experience of leading the Indian team, but people are not saying
yes, exactly.
that KL Rahul
Agreed.
Still, everybody is saying, and this is, Harsh Khatri saying, why at least I think the question is directed towards me.
Okay.
He's saying that why am I against Rohit Sharma? Hardik is a common man, I think. That is what he's saying.
No, I think he's written those 4 ands as a way to write something else.
Yeah.
And then he's saying, come on, man. As
Come on, man. I thought he said
He's saying that, he's saying Rohit is still a better captain.
Yeah,
so
than Hardik.
don't assume that Hardik can be the captain.
Maybe Rohit is a better captain. So
Or maybe Hardik may become even better. I don't know.
But I am saying that how do you know? And when would you realize? Maybe it would be too late by the time Hardik's, and today, maybe tomorrow, after a year or so, maybe Hardik's body, whatever little is left of it, is not even left of it, as in maybe after a year or so, something happens. Do you have a second line of succession? KL Rahul is your next best choice?
Yep.
Rohit Sharma?
Rishabh
And what
Pant.
happens if Rohit
Whatever
Sharma
guaranteed.
himself gives up captaincy tomorrow?
No, then you're not left with any. Then there is no question of hindsight or anything. But if someone gives it up, then you have no option, right, but to go. So you cannot ever look back and say, oh damn, I wish if this hadn't happened.
I wish
or
he
that
didn't give
happened,
it up.
Whatever.
Yeah.
He's given up,
Then
you move
find
ahead.
yourself on a sinking boat. This is exactly what happened when Virat Kohli said that I am not going to lead India in Test cricket.
Because there was
the
no
South Africa.
succession
Sure.
plan.
Because you
Sure.
were not prepared. You were caught off guard
Exactly.
at that time.
Exactly.
So I don't. You can carry on with Rohit Sharma. I don't have anything against Rohit Sharma, and Rohit Sharma all these years has been a great captain. Not not everybody has won 5 titles as IPL skipper,
yeah.
but Rohit has.
Yes.
But would you call? Do you think Mumbai Indians will be one of the favorites this time in the IPL? Were they?
Depends.
Last year,
Last season,
no.
were
No, they were not.
No,
They
they
were
were glaring.
But we
weaknesses.
knew that at the auction table only.
Exactly, because their auction strategy was terrible.
We saw the team and we said
They
that-
just wanted one player in that auction. They got
Yeah,
it.
they
That's
got
the
him,
things.
and that was the wrong auction strategy that
Yep.
they went by.
Jofra Archer talking about.
No.
Ishan Kishan. Yeah.
15.25
No, but I think the
crores.
Rohit thing, I look, I understand on one end you want to have, or you see white ball cricket as one format, which is fair. So you want to say, okay, we want to make the change, but you already saw Rohit Sharma as a stopgap option anyway.
He was.
35 years old, you're not picking a captain for the long term. Now, even if you're cutting that short term option short, without giving him the benefit of at least one more tournament, you make up your mind saying no. And to be fair, this is, I would say, this is your best chance of winning an ICC tournament.
Yeah.
It's a home World Cup, it's an ODI World Cup.
Maybe you're right. I agree. But you can't give somebody so much power. And perhaps it started with Virat also. I am saying either you empower your selectors.
It's
Somebody
like-
has to question somebody.
It's like I'm trying to say, let's say you're having a dinner at home, right? And it is a very important dinner. Let's say your boss is coming, whatever, like you really want to impress on that dinner. What is it that you make for dessert to make everyone happy? Do you go with a tried and tested pudding that you made for years and everyone comes and likes
Tried
it?
and tested.
It's safe bet to go. Or you say, no, there's this new thing in town which I've read the recipe for and everyone's been raving about it. Let me experiment that and make it.
But-
now, what would you want to do? If I were you, I'd go with my tried and tested pudding. It may be year-long old, it may be old-fashioned, but I know everyone will like it because I've seen it happen.
I'll prepare. What I'll do is I'll prepare it according to the taste of my boss, whoever is coming, and I will try it a day before, taste it a day before, so that I have enough time. I have enough time, or a month earlier, not a month earlier.
No,
so
but
that I have enough time.
You're not getting my point. That is like saying that is like I will have another World Cup before the World Cup where I will make Hardik the captain. Let him captain.
They have an Asia Cup.
The
No,
point
I'm
is.
saying make him the captain today.
No,
so
no, that's not the same thing as the dinner. That's not the same thing as that big dinner. I'm saying it's the decision on that day to be taken. See, captaincy may be very different in bilateral series, whatever. I am saying the decision to go for the World Cup. Bilateral series, so you make Rohit, Hardik, anyone the captain, India is winning. The problem has only been at the World Cup. So I'm saying you only have that one chance. That dinner cannot happen before. The one that you have before is not that same pressure.
I agree what you're saying. What if
It's that decision.
my speciality doesn't suit my boss's taste? He doesn't.
But you will
like.
only know once you give him, na? How would you know?
No, you do some research beforehand, surely.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm going by the records.
You would not. It's.
Past
I don't know.
records.
I would rather go with tried and tested. It's a safer thing.
No,
It is.
I see.
It's a World Cup.
I am-
Again, you don't want to miss. You have a good captain with you.
I am not saying
Because that one T20 World Cup didn't come, you want to just change everything. I think that's too rash.
that Rohit Sharma is under pressure. I see.
Of course he is.
That I can see in his body language. KL Rahul seems to be under pressure.
You can see that in his body
It's
language,
very evident in his body language. The way these players, these batsmen, they are far, far, far better batsmen than what or how they've been playing lately. There has to be there is something wrong. There's something amiss.
No, I'm sure, but I'm sure he's faced a lot of pressure before
Just
in his life.
relieve them of this pressure.
Acha, take that super chat which has come.
And that's an interesting point.
Yeah, he
actually.
says
That the captaincy or how the success or failure of a captain, it depends on when you are given that captaincy. Virat's test success came as he was given the mantle in 2014. Rohit at the moment is thinking more about his form, his fitness, and also the fact that his career is probably coming to an end
Good
soon
point.
and isn't leading from the front.
Agenda's destroyed.
82 not out agenda is destroyed.
82 not out is Virat's score against
MCG. At the MCG.
And I wonder what agenda he's referring to.
No.
Criticism.
But you have
doesn't
a
matter.
point. Agenda's destroyed, you have an agenda. You have a point.
no, I want to take one comment of Giant Slayer. He said, you guys are overly critical of Ashwin because you guys are jealous that he became a big YouTuber and he has access to current cricketers who give interviews to only him and not any journalist on TV.
No, but I
Giant Slayer.
Well done.
You are thinking like
I am
too
not
far
saying
ahead,
that
my friend.
I don't know whether this is right or wrong.
You're thinking like Ashwin. Overly thinking.
He's overly
I
thinking.
wish we had thought of that we don't like Ashwin.
No, but
because-
now that he said this, now I don't like Ashwin even more.
She-
That's not fair.
That's not the reason why she doesn't like Ashwin.
Come
She
on.
has other.
Firstly, your assumption that we don't like him is wrong.
Yeah.
Anyone we sit here, there is no personal like or
Agenda.
dislike, because you only personally like or dislike someone if you know them, right? So I don't think so. Just because we comment about someone's performance, good, bad, or selection. And by the way, a lot of criticism that came Ashwin's way during the T20 World Cup, he wasn't responsible for it. He got picked. So that criticism actually directed at the team management to decide to play him, not so much him. You know, if he's asked to pick, he's not going to say, hey, why are you picking
No,
me?
all of us, to be fair, pointed out the exact same problem, saying that defensive bowler, not enough attacking wickets.
Yeah,
And then that
but
came.
my point is, don't pick him, na.
Yeah,
He's
you
gonna-
shouldn't have, you shouldn't
He's
have.
playing to the best of his capability. At no point are we saying that he's not trying his best. Of course, he's giving his best, but that's the bowler you have in him. That's what he's been doing for very long. It's actually the fault of the coach and the captain, whoever came together, or the selector, whoever decided to have him and play him. It's their fault. Ashwin is giving his best, so we're just criticizing that. Not so much, and I don't know. It's not that I dislike him, but there is no reason for me to like. Or
No, I think the only reason why a lot of us were not happy with his selection was because you had a Yuzi Chahal on the bench, a wicket-taking bowler.
Exactly. There was a gentleman whose birthday it is, and I wanted to wish him.
Devgan, Divyansh Devgan.
Divyansh
Happy
Devgan.
birthday.
Did he say? Was he the one whose birthday?
I think
and
he had to
said
go up, yeah.
He's celebrating his birthday by watching his favorite sports channel. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And wish you a very happy birthday. May you have a rocking day and a year ahead. And keep watching sports.
Happy birthday.
Happy
today.
birthday. Yes.
Your birthday brought smiles to Jaidev.